everyone, warm welcome. And this is our third week of Path to Presence sessions. We've had, the first 1 week we did mindfulness of body and feeling gratitude for the body. Last week we did mindfulness of thoughts. And we looked at the 4 levels of consciousness. So, being in victim consciousness from things are happening to me to a more doer uh, consciousness, which is things are happening by me, I'm doing them. And then to a third level, which is witness consciousness, where you're just witnessing. And the fourth level is just open awareness, right? And how we move and shift between those states of consciousness. And we did a practice around that. So, continuing in the same thread, we are doing mindfulness of emotions today. And while we obviously separate our emotions, how we are feeling at different times, but a lot of things overlap. Like in your body, you will feel a lot of sensations differently when you're having certain emotions, and how really being present for your emotions can be very healing. So that's what we'll be talking about today. And also, like I was saying, so it's the body, the thoughts all get combined. Sometimes you're having a feeling and then some thought will come. Or like if I'm feeling sad, and then the thought comes, yes, this situation will never change, it will always be like this. And we start thinking that, and then we add to the story, and then the emotion continues in that way. So we're just trying to see how we can allow space for our emotions and be really present for it, and how that can be very healing. So I'm reminded of a story which I heard from my teacher. It's been a long time back, so I don't remember exactly how he told it. So I'm probably just telling my own version that I remember. The story is about a dancer, a girl who, a professional dancer. She had grown up, dancing from a very young age. And it was just like, movement was part of her, the way she expressed herself and the way she lived. And then one fine day, like the tragedy struck, and she met with a severe accident in which she lost one of her legs. And then she couldn't dance. And in fact, when she woke up in the hospital, she realized that she found out that she lost her leg. She literally lost her like a will to live, because she thought now she cannot dance. She became very silent. She became very she just thought that her life has no meaning and purpose now, because dance to her was such a big thing. And she discovered meditation. And so somebody told her to practice. And uh, and her parents were worried, so once they even sent her to a retreat, where she could meet the teacher and be in their presence, and see if that helps. Because they had done therapy, they had done, friends had tried to lift her up, and many of those things were not really helping her, right? It was just that her grief was so big, she was not able to come out of it. So she went to this retreat once, and then every day at the end of it was a silent meditation retreat, and at end of the day, they had some time with the teacher, like a one-on-one. And she met this quiet, with a very calming presence. She met the person who was her teacher there, and so she went to meet him, and she started telling him about how her practice was going. So he interrupted her, and he said that, asked her very kindly that, will you tell me about your accident? She hadn't told the story like that aloud to anybody, like her friends, whoever knew, but nobody had specifically asked her. And so she told him about like how she used to listen to music, and how she had that accident, how the truck hit her, and then how she was in the hospital, and everyone was saying she's very brave, and she felt like she felt nothing, and she felt very broken, and she cried through all of it. When she looked up at him, she noticed that he was crying too. He had tears in his eyes as well. And it was just like to say that, I see you, and I'm here. So the next day again, when he, at the end of the day's session, when she came to meet him, uh, he again didn't ask her about, how the practice was going. He again asked her, will you tell me about your accident? And she thought again, and he said yes. And she told it again, but this time, the same story. Some days were hard, some days were, uh, the way she was telling it was maybe a little different, but a little more nuanced, more deeper. And the same thing he did the third day, the next day. Like every day he would ask her the story, and she would, again find more things to tell him, what else happened, more details. And and she told the story like many days. Every day she would tell that same story. In fact, then after a few days, maybe after 6 7 days, while telling the story, she almost laughed, realizing that how she was quite tired of hearing her say the same things. And then once she had told the story, this time she didn't have tears, just like a deep sigh of, okay, I've told my story, kind of. And then the next day, when she comes back, and then for the first time he asks her, how is your meditation practice? And uh, and then she says, I'm here now. So so it was like, her life had changed. She might probably never really dance again, but just by the fact that he was holding space for her, being fully present without judging, without interrupting and saying, oh, you poor thing, oh, how brave of you. He wasn't doing any of that. And then how that really helped her to heal. And because she was really witnessed, truly witnessed, heard and seen. And and so I just wanted to share that, as a perspective of how we can be present to our emotions, how really being, you know many times we are not even paying attention to what's going on with our emotions. We are just kind of trudging through them. We are distracting ourselves. We are numbing ourselves. And so this, or this story, or this came as a thought to me, that this is something which we can do by ourselves, to allow ourselves and to really be present for our emotions. And so we'll get into a practice for this. And you can be comfortable in whichever position you feel you want to sit down. And you can gently close your eyes if you like. And we start by bringing attention to our breath. Just soft, natural breathing. We're not trying to control the breath or change it in any way. Just arrive here and be fully present here. With each breath, you can feel the softening in your body. Let your shoulders relax. And just notice if you feel any tightness in your neck, the back of your head, the top of your head. In your face, in your jaw. We often hold some tightness in our jaw, in our shoulders. Just notice that, allow it to relax. Notice any sensations in your chest, your belly. Just relax in your belly. Allow yourself to fully be in this moment. We begin to gently turn inwards and check in and see what's alive in us. Like what emotions, what are you feeling right now? We're not going to try and analyze or explain anything, just notice. Maybe it's a single emotion, or maybe it's a mix of, various different things. Maybe it's not too clear. And that's okay, whatever is here, just welcome it. And remember that you are the witness. This safe space where everything is allowed, anything that's coming up. And when you feel an emotion, see if you can name it. Or this is sadness, or this is frustration, this is joy, or fear. Maybe restlessness, anything that's coming up. Just naming it and bringing awareness to it starts to bring some freedom. We're not numbing, we're not distracting ourselves. We are being truly present for our emotions. And we gently ask ourselves, what is this emotion trying to tell me? Emotions are messengers. They carry wisdom. And they want something within us to be seen. And see if anything resonates from, like if you're feeling sad, the sadness may be saying, this thing was important to me. It may be pointing to something you lost, something that touched your heart. Something was important, right? So there's sadness. There may be anger, which is saying some boundary has been crossed. And anger arises to protect, to stand up, or to bring change. There's fear. Fear may be saying that something feels uncertain or unsafe. It's just our inner system asking us to, be careful. If it's joy, this is again a very important one, because this is telling us that I'm in alignment. this is what it feels like to be alive in me. So it's important to notice that. What is it that joy feels like? Or maybe guilt, where you're saying I'm out of alignment, or I acted out of alignment with my values. Something I did, or maybe it's just some past conditioning. It's anxiety. It may be saying I feel unprepared, or I feel overwhelmed. And maybe that's just telling you to slow down, to come back to presence. Maybe that's what anxiety is telling you. Don't rush, don't hurry. Just be present here. Whatever the emotion is, just listen to it with kindness. And you don't have to fix it. You just have to feel it. And let it move through you like a wave. It's not permanent. When we experience any emotions, we have to remember that this is a passing thing. It's there. It's like a wave. It will come and go. We're just being present for the emotion with kindness, just listening to it, just feeling it. Because fully feeling is very healing. If you like, you can quietly say to yourself that this emotion, this feeling is not who I am. It is something I'm experiencing. I'm the witness. Just say to yourself, I am not this emotion. I am not this sadness, this fear, anxiety, overwhelm, whatever it is. It's just something I'm experiencing. And I can be present to it, and I can listen to it without judgment. Just imagine yourself as you're the ocean, vast open ocean, and the waves are coming and going. So same way the emotion is just moving through. And only the waves are only on the surface. If you go deep into the ocean, it's always still. The depth of the ocean is always still. And it's capable of holding every wave. So like the same way the emotions move through us, and we can remain steady through it all. Notice how the emotion feels in your body. Where do you feel? Like if you feel fear or restlessness, Do you feel it someplace in your body? Can you locate it somewhere in your body? And just notice that sensation, whatever that feels like. If it feels like tightness, feels like a heaviness, like a constriction in my throat or my chest, where do I feel that in my body? And simply breathe into that place. And notice how that sensation also changes. If you started with some emotion, so in a few minutes, whatever we were feeling, whatever physical sensation we were feeling, that's probably changed, because that physical sensation will not remain, will not continue to be there. It will be there only for a time. And once you be there and watch it, it slowly changes, it passes. Just like the waves in the ocean. They'll come, they'll become, they'll rise, and then they'll go back. So always remember that the emotion always moves through us. Emotion is energy in motion. And it's only a problem when we are trying to resist it, when we are trying not to feel it, when we are blocking it in some way. That's the time when we are resisting it, is when it will continue to hurt. And this is for all the emotions, for even the happy, joyful, those also will pass. It's not just that only anger or fear will pass. The moments of joy, the moments of happiness, elation, excitement, those will also pass. And carry this presence with you today, this being present to your emotions. Again, bring your awareness back to your breath. Back to your body, back to this moment. Take a deep inhale and a long exhale. Another deep, long inhale and an even longer exhale. And as you come back, carry this remembrance with you that the emotions are visiting, but you are not your emotions. You are not who they are. The emotions are not who you are. You are the space and they only move through you. You're the one witnessing. Fully becoming present to this. Becoming present and holding space is always healing. Because in this space, the emotions just resolve and dissolve themselves. Thank you for taking this time for yourself. And blessings to you. Gently open your eyes. If anybody wants to share anything.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I think throughout the time I felt like calmness, which is really good. And when my thought train was going somewhere, I was coming
Yeah, thank you.
back to the story. When I was coming back to the story again, like I was there. How can I explain? Like what it was like? It was very good experience, and I was feeling calm. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Puneet. This was lovely. Such a beautiful story, though we've heard it multiple times from Nitya, and then even as you were narrating it, you can sort of. It's such a beautiful story. I always come back to, and I was sort of going back to the own stories in my life where I've, where it has had such a charge initially, and then slowly you realize, okay, now it doesn't have that much charge anymore. Like I can tell anybody about it. So we've all been through experiences where we're like, oh my god, it's too hard to even say to somebody. So and you're right, it's just about if somebody can hold space like that, and the fact that that teacher is always that comes to my mind because such a beautiful thing he did for that lady, right? That he could just sort of say, okay, just tell me again, tell me again, tell me again, till there was no charge left to that story. So yeah, thank you for that story again. And I was noticing, okay, I was noticing that I didn't have any strong emotion right now. So, but the one thing I was noticing was a lot of restlessness too, because been doing something and suddenly we're here and took a while to like settle in, right? Like to have to say, okay, what do I do with this restlessness,
Mm.
And then it was like it settled by itself, like you said. There's nothing to do, just hold space for it. So yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Smita. You want to say anything, Neerja?
But I listened. It was very we can relate with it, with such an experience, and yeah, it's a learning. Sometimes we forget all these things when we are coping with pain and all the traumas. But uh, after listening this, I'm feeling a little bit relieved.
Yeah. Because it's just, we are just reminding, right? We
Yes, yes,
all
yes.
know these things, but yeah, it's good to
Yeah,
remember and come back,
yes.
revisit it. Yeah.
True, true, true. We have to come out of that painful zone now and remind ourselves we have other things in life also to change our perspective also.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. So I know it's morning in India, so
Yeah, thank you.
there's all those things going on.
Yes. Yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Thank you all for joining.
Thank you, Puneet.
Thank you. Have a good evening, good day. Bye bye.
Thank you, Emma, Nidra. Bye bye.